Okay, in this short video, I want to talk about my opinion between an angled drywall sanding sponge and a square drywall sanding sponge. They also call these sanding blocks, but I'm just going to refer to them as sanding sponges, or just sponges for short. Okay, so right away I'm going to tell you that I have an issue with both of them. Let me explain. So the primary spot that I use a sanding sponge for drywall are on the inside corners. So when I sand, I'm just trying to square out that corner, but the angled sponge, just by its very nature, it wants to make a groove right in here. So if I sand the sponge on this side of the angle, it makes a groove on this side. If I flip it, it makes a groove on that side. Now that can be controlled a little bit just by adjusting your pressure, not pushing too hard. But it doesn't really square out the corner quite the way I like it to. So a square sponge should be able to square out the corner. Okay, actually I'm going to go to a corner that has a little better lighting. Okay, I found a better corner. Should be able to see a little better. So a square sponge, in theory, should be able to square out the drywall corner much better. But there's an issue, is if you were to have this corner in the corner there, this corner can often cause a gouge right there. So I'm going to show you how I fix that. So on most sponges, there's going to be a gritty side. So this is the gritty side, and this is the smooth side. I always use the smooth side. So this is going to be the side that goes onto the corner, and this side is the side that's not going to touch anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel off this corner, and I'm also going to peel off that corner. So I have those corners peeled off, and I'm going to do something additional. I'm going to peel off these corners as well, and I'll explain why I do that in a moment. Okay, so this is what I've done to the sponge, and I'm going to explain why I did it. So now when I sand this corner, this edge isn't there anymore, so it can't cause a gouge. It'll just square out the corner real nice. Now you're probably wondering, why did I take off these edges as well? So I'm going to show you why I did that. I took these edges off for sanding my three-ways. So I can now move it this way, because this edge now is gone. It's not going to cause a gouge right there. So I can move it now in multiple directions. And this edge is gone, so if I was to have the sponge positioned like that, I can move it this way. So basically, I can move it now any direction that I want without ever worrying about one of these edges gouging in. Because if I didn't take these edges off, I would do all this, and then I would find a gouge running here, I'd find a gouge running here, I'd find a gouge running right here, and it wouldn't look very good. But now that I've taken all those edges off and just left those three corners, I've also taken this edge off too, just because I don't want an edge happening, I don't want a gouge happening right there. So just with those three corners left, I can now move my sponge any direction that I want without any worry. And being able to do that allows me to get a very, very sharp three-way corner. So I hope that kind of explains why I think a square sponge, in my opinion, is the best, only after it's been modified into that sort of shape. Okay, well, thanks for watching.